renegade horse and honky tonk knife. Oh, renegade horse, honky tonk knife.
Have y'all had a good time so far?
Yes! Yes, we have!
Well, thank you very much for being so kind to me, and thank you, my friend Tommy Alverson, for inviting me to play the family gathering one more time. But I didn't want you lovely women to think, because I write and record songs like Whiskey River, that I don't like the women. That's not true at all. The other day in Houston, we was going around Loop 610, I saw a bumper sticker that said, if you've been married to Johnny Bush, honk. I've been divorced so many times that at Christmas time, U-Haul sends me Christmas cards. Because Willie Nelson's been so nice to me recording this song about 27 times, I've written a new verse. Would y'all like to hear it? Willie, please don't stop singing Whiskey River. It's the only thing that's keeping me alive. Willie, please don't stop singing Whiskey River. I need those checks I get from BMI. Whiskey River, take my mind. Don't let her memory torture me. Whiskey River, don't go dry. For all I've got, take care of me. Mr. Johnny Bush!
It's funny, Johnny and I think it was a golf tournament in Fredericksburg, and one of my friends who lives here in Fort Worth had given him a CD of mine, and it's got that song, it had Wouldn't Trade Texas for the World, and the opening line, it's a long, long way from Tennessee to here, and the words of Johnny Bush, and now I think it's clear, you got to make it here in Texas, forget about Nashville. I wouldn't trade Texas for the world.
Here's an old song I wrote 25, 30 years ago. My good buddy Johnny Bush just recorded a couple of years back. Troubles I've got, they're all over me. It's a day that you left, they won't let me be. Tears cloud up my vision, till I can't even see. Troubles, I got 'em all over me.
I just think as an outlaw is somebody who's, doesn't go by the normal rules, of well, he said, well, here's how you make a record. You got to go here and make this record. You got to go to Nashville to make a record. Well, you don't. I mean, you make good records right here in Fort Worth and Dallas and wherever. Anybody's got a studio, or now you can make them at home. Anybody's got computers. But Brian Burns makes all his records in his bedroom, but I don't see a thing wrong with that, and I think that's pretty much defines it as, well, if you're going to make it in the music business, you got to hire a manager and an agent, and you got to have a bus, and you got to go to Nashville and spend all this money, which is just ridiculous. Because you see it every day. Somebody gets a record deal, and then you never hear about them again.
Here's another. It's a little medley we threw together off the Shotgun Willie record, and we hope you like it. It goes like this. We were headed on to Austin, caught pneumonia on the road. They taking it home to Connie and a kid. Bill ran off and jumped the railroad and ran through a grocery store. You wanna buy a bus, taking bid. And the devil shivered in his sleeping bag, traveling on the road, such a drag. We can make it home on Friday, we can brag. And the devil shivered in his sleeping bag. Sits around in his underwear, riding on a bullet, pulling out all of his hair. Shotgun Willie's got all his family there. Said you can't make a record if you ain't got nothing to say. Can't make a record if you ain't got nothing to say. Can't play music if you don't know nothing to play. Shotgun Willie sits around in his underwear, riding on a bullet, pulling out all of his hair. Shotgun Willie's got all of his family there. Whiskey River, take my mind. Little memory torture me. Whiskey River, don't run dry. All I got, take care of me. Whiskey River, take my mind. Memory torture me. Whiskey River, don't run dry. All I got, take care of me. Guitar man. Whiskey River, take my mind. Don't let a memory torture me. Whiskey River, don't run dry. All I got, take care of me. One more time. Whiskey River, take my mind. Let a memory torture me. the river don't run dry. All I got, take care of me. There's Lieutenant Gary Miles, Brad Hubbard, the Austin Ray Austin. I'm Tommy Iverson. We'll be right back.
It was a really extremely important time because here were all these Austin rockers, and like Gary was a rock and roll guy, bass player, beat 3 player, playing rock bands, and Leonard Arnold and John Inman and Rusty Weir, all these guys were rockers. And when the songwriters came to town, suddenly it really wasn't, I thought, progressive country as much as it was, folk rock, sort of, because the folkies, we were all folk singers, and Murphy and the way I came to play bass is because I went out to California, had a record deal. I was a folkie. I was writing my own songs. My deal fell through. Happened to chance to meet Michael Murphy, and which I'd loved his songs. I never met him before, and suddenly he said, "I'm going back to Texas to play some gigs. Play bass with me." And he handed me a bass. I don't know how to play bass. Well, you'll learn. It's simple. 1, 4, 5. That's it. So I took off with him. We came back. We played a series of gigs, and that's the thing. We ended up cutting the original, cutting these tracks for the album that became Geronimo's Cadillac. And then things were kind of weird, and I was offered that job, and I left. Gary got in there. They went back and finished up the album, and all of a sudden it was a new set of players. Leonard, right?
Yeah, took Leonard down there to play guitar. And of course, all the rest of the guys were studio.
Yeah, Kitty
studio
Buttry
cats.
and
Norbert Putnam. And but I think from a historical perspective, it's like you have these songwriters. They're the ones that are creating the material, and they start getting these record deals, and so but I guess that they needed bands or wanted bands to back them up. So we were the band guys. So it was just this kind of morphing of guys that had a lot of experience in the clubs and playing rock and roll to start backing up the songwriter guys. And so it was folk, rock, like you say.
So we were playing with Murphy, and one day, I had met Jerry Jeff in Los Angeles with Murphy, and Jerry Jeff, threw up off the stage, on somebody's yacht shoes. That impressed me a lot.
Santa Monica Yacht Club, wasn't it?
And so then he showed up in Red River, and he was writing these songs. He'd just got a record deal on MCA, writing songs. He wrote High Hill Country Rain, Charlie Dunn, Old Beat Up Guitar, a few songs like that. When he comes to Austin, and he walked into a band rehearsal one day where we were rehearsing, a public domain, which is where Gary and Michael lived, and they had built a rehearsal studio. No windows.
Oh, wow.
No windows. It was kind of claustrophobic.
Egg cartons, like tacked on the wall.
And and Jerry Jeff shows up, and what he saw was instant band, and he had all these songs, and said, "God, I want to. Let's make a record too." So we go down to this on 6th Street. There was a dry cleaner. It's called Raps Cleaners, and they had gutted it, and they'd tacked burlap all over the walls, and it was just this giant room. And they put had one tape recorder, an Ampeg 16-track tape recorder in the center of the room, no board, no sound reduction. It didn't have a board. And we plugged straight in, and Jerry Jeff's like, "Yeah, we're going to make a record." And it was like, we can't believe it. I had never been in a studio before myself, and we plugged straight into the back of the board, each channel, and we couldn't listen to playbacks because it was so involved. They had to go in the back and switch everything over channel by channel, and so it wasn't like just listen to what we did. So they just made sure that what went down on tape was going, and we'd do like a set. And we'd show up maybe 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, well, he started. I remember the sessions were later. like he'd call it sessions maybe 10 or 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he'd have a big old 5-gallon
galvanized
deal
cup.
of sangria wine, you know.
Real fruit.
With real fruit, you'd make it sangria, and they had it right there off the. It was on 6th Street, so right there at the door, and people just kind of walk in and dip their cup in. You know, everybody's drinking sangria, and it got later and later, and then finally we'd record, and we did that 3 or 4 or 5 days in a row.
Yeah, sometimes it was so open and wide open. These hippies would walk in off the street, and they just walk in and kind of sit around, and next thing you know, we'd be saying, "Well, what do you think?" "Well, I think it felt pretty good." "All right, we'll go with it."
We were in Santa Fe, New Mexico, Gary. Don't you remember the story? We were sitting in the La Fonda bar, and it was a room kind of like this. Really tall, high ceilings, stained glass window, bathing in ethereal light. And at the back of the bar, there was a guy leaning against the bar, and it turned out to be a poet by the name of Richard Brodigan. Does anybody remember Richard Brodigan? Trout fishing in America, watermelon sugar. And Gary and I were having a cocktail about 2:30 in the afternoon in this place. Don't you remember this?
It's coming back to me now.
And we walked up to Richard, and it turned out to be a pretty good guy. And he was kind of a Rod McEwen on acid. If you don't know what kind, let me just do one of his poems real quick. It won't take long, okay? This is the kind of guy we're dealing with. A lacy leaf of lettuce fell off of my plate and onto the floor. So what? That was the way the poem went. So we thought anyone that eloquent deserves a drink. So we sat down next to him, drank a bottle of wine, and ended up writing this song.
Maybe you've heard it. It's called Public Domain.
Yeah.
It's called Public Domain. Don't be concerned. How does it go, fellas? Lead me on.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I got my irons in the fire down in Texas. Got a toehold in Tennessee. Got my foot in the door of that California store, but I'm still up to my ears in meat. Don't be concerned if the song sounds familiar. Don't be concerned if it all sounds the same. Just be concerned that your policy's been killed, and it's all just public domain.
I took a bite of the Big Apple.
Big Apple.
Yes, I dabbled in that forbidden fruit.
You naughty boy.
Where they promised me points and they slip me little bitty skinny joints. But I've yet to see me any loot from the man in those high-heel Gucci shoes.
Don't be concerned if the song sounds familiar.
Don't be concerned if it all seems the same.
Just be concerned that your prophecies are true.
Prophecies.
And it's all just public domain.
Oh, John Inman, Patterson Bear, Yoda 4.
Wine with the poets in Santa Fe.
There he is.
And I ran with the snuff queens in Dallas, like I ran from Snow White in L.A. Now I'm broken all my bells to demon, little. Don't be concerned if the song sounds familiar. Don't be concerned if it all sounds the same. It's
politics will kill you. And it's all just public domain. It makes sense to get into the ring.
It used to be, if you were a songwriter, you had to go to Nashville. There was only one avenue to take, and that was go to Nashville, wait on tables, and write songs. And now there's a lot of different avenues. So guys are able to stay at home, stay in Texas, and make a living, and make a good living. And we've trained people in Texas to listen to good songs and know what the difference between a good song and a mediocre song is. And now it's, as far as excitement, we've passed Nashville.
I'm not gonna succumb to the peer pressure to do a waltz.
Your old man.
Yes, I am. I like the sound of an old screen door, the sound you don't hear all that much anymore, the sound that it makes in a West Texas wind, and the patterns it makes when the sun shines in. That's why most of the memories that I hold and store all seem to hinge on that old screen door. The slap and the squeak, the scrape on the floor, the sound of the old screen door. With partners like groceries, close off the line, and my grandpa when he's had himself too good a time. His kids wanting out, dogs wanting in, we're all doing the screen door dance again. There's a hole in the screen, had to be patched. From the time I cut it to undo the latch, listen to breeze, and it keeps out the flies. Where my mama's been cooling some apricot pies. That's why most of the memories that I hold and store all seem to hinge on that old screen door. The slapping and the squeak, the scrape on the floor, the sound of the old screen door. My mom just said, Larry Joe, if you're too sick for school, you're too sick to play. Can't count the times that door gave me away. You couldn't slip out, couldn't sneak in. That old screen door was my mama's best friend. That's why most of the memories that I hold and store all seem to hinge on that old screen door. Slapping and a squeak, scrape on the floor, the sound of the old screen door. One more time, man. Now, my mom just said, if you hear that screen door slam one more time, somebody's gonna get a whooping. Not a whipping, a whooping. If I've heard it slam once, I've heard it slam 100 times, and I'm tired of it. Sick and tired of it. I've been washing and ironing all day. I had to go to college before I figured out wash didn't have an R in it. You know that? You Okie boys know that?
That's what Grandpa used to say.
You kids can either stay in or stay out, and I'm not going to have you running through the sound like a bunch of wild Indians. Are you mocking me? I don't care what you do over the neighbor's house, you can't do it here. And I guess if the neighbor kids walked off a cliff, you ought to walk right off behind them. I don't see why you can't have nice friends. So I always thought it was just my mom said all those things. Everybody's mom, even in Oklahoma. My family's from Oklahoma too. I don't. Oh God! I just said that on the radio.
Everybody knows the secret's out.
Actually, you know Mike McClure, don't you? You guys know Mike?
Yeah, somewhat.
I heard of him.
He and I are from the same little town in Oklahoma. It's called Pink, Oklahoma.
Pink. I'm from Bethel Acres.
Yeah, you're right down the road.
Right
Little
down the
Axe.
Little Axe.
I was born in Shawnee, yeah.
Fred.
Yeah, that's all my family. We're probably kin.
Somewhere down the line.
Let's hope not. So what'd your mom say to you when you were growing up?
Stop. That pretty much covered everything I did when I was growing up. Just stop, Gabriel.
Leave the cat alone.
Clayton, how about you?
I got a lot of whoopings. Got some whoopings. Go to your room.
So did your mom say anything to you, or she just whoop you?
Well, yeah, she'd say go to my room. If I didn't go to my room, I'd get a whooping. It's so dark in there, you know.
I had a light in my room.
That's because we're from Oklahoma.
Oh man.
They didn't have electricity in Avant.
It's hard to come by.
I asked my mom what I should do when I grow up. She said, leave. Hey, Dave, come up here. I want to hear what your mom said to you when you were growing up. Come on. Dave Perez, yeah.
Yeah.
Did your mom talk to you when you were growing up?
Oh, you know, Larry Joe, my mom had a lot to say, but one thing she said one time, I'll never forget it. She says, yo no sé por qué ustedes tienen que entrar y se van y se portan mal todo el tiempo. Who do you think you are, Larry Joe Taylor?
Happy birthday, Tejas, brother.
You got a different word for everything. Except Larry Joe Taylor. That's why most of the memories that I hold in store all seem to hinge on that old screen door. The slap and the squeak, the scrape on the floor, the sound of the old screen door.
Music is well said to be the speech of angels. And that doesn't say what kind of angel it might be. Because Lord knows I too have my horns. But you know, something about that just really has always hit me because I think it's very true. I think music really does make the world go round. And the other really cool thing is that being in this scene, you know, God bless Kano N, God bless KHY, because, you know, if it weren't for them and Bill's records, God bless you, Bill Weisner, you know, that's how I really got into the scene. I just, you know, started showing up at Bill's and sitting around and picking guitars. And so I got to meet all these really amazing singer-songwriters.
Anyway, this is a brand new song I've written. I wrote this last week, and I've been dying for Chip to hear it because he writes such great heartbreak songs. And anyway, this is called I'd Hate to Lie to You.
That was true. I love to say my heart ain't broken, but I'd hate to lie to you. I'd love to tell you you're sorry. Tell you I ain't been crying, but I'd hate to lie to you, 'cause you left me with a heart like a stone. Well, I was happy. I love to tell you that was true. I love to tell you my heart ain't broken anymore, but I'd hate to lie.
You know, write and perform songs that encourage hope and understanding in people. I mean, you know, I want people to feel like, whether they ever communicate that to me or not, that somebody has been where they've been and somebody understands what that feels like, and that no matter how tough things have been, you can take that and turn it into a positive thing, you know, in whatever outlet that might be your own, you know. And I think everybody has an outlet of some point.
This is one I wrote about 6 years ago. This is on the first CD. This is a song called Woman of Steel. I've been beat up, I've been beat down, been paying my dues all over this town. Broken hearted, kicked around. This old world still can't keep me down. And I know somebody knows just how I feel. Living through what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm a woman of steel. Hey Chip, you think you could come tighten up this stand? I'm not like things that droop.
I'd like to know that if I'm counting on the stand, it's going to stand at attention. Thank you. There's some that think I got it, that my life is made, that my living's easy, and I'm hanging in the shade. I'm not saying I'm not grateful for the good things that I know, but I paid with blood and sweat and tears for each and every song. I've been beat up, I've been beat down, been begging my dues. Hey, don't get your nails done tonight. You gotta play guitar, man. Just saying. Because sometimes they make them just a little bit too long. Oh, good gravy. Being a woman. Well, there's some that say I'm no good, I'm a liar or a whore, and I've gotten to the point I don't care anymore, 'cause I know damn good and well they can't walk the road I'm on, and the good Lord knows the truth, and that's what keeps me rolling strong. I've been beat up, I've been beat down, Courtney. And if it's true, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm a woman of steel. 'Cause it's true, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I'm a woman of steel.
Thank you.
This little area here, which is oh God, this is my sanctuary. This is it. And my friends that we get together, they have everybody has their comfort zone. This is mine, and it's done pretty good. And we all that we get together here, and we just at the expense of saying, well, you know, back in the '60s, communes and all that. My hate to like, it's not that. This is my little shrine, and everybody that comes here. When I go, okay, I'll go to Medulla's house. I'll go to all these other writers, Max Stalling's house. They have your comfort zone that they're comfortable with. This is my comfort zone, and but at the same time, everybody's got their one, and we all travel to each other's one, and it's the coolest thing ever. The whole scene is. What's cool is we have our checks and balances, and it's like, okay, is this worthy enough to be a line? You never think that would happen, but yes, it is, and it's gotten back to that point to where you question everything and you believe nothing, but you try to write above and beyond everything that you never thought you could. That is what I think this is going towards, and it's getting there. It's getting there.
It's not redneck music.
Now, hell, ain't no redneck music. Shit, rednecks. I changed clothes before we started this interview. I had on a turtleneck. No, I don't wear a turtleneck. Don't cut that out of there. I don't wear turtlenecks. But no, rednecks is bullshit. Rednecks is I rodeo, I do all this shit, and fine. And I did all that shit when I was a kid. What we're trying to do is legitimize ourselves at your expense. And don't forget that.
I hit one smooth shot of 3 fingers tequila. You saw me in a beer. 2 hours later, we was mixing margaritas. Going comes to win. No, here we go again. Someone took my keys one night in Mexico. I sailed there and boys down with nowhere left to go. I stumbled in this bar and I sat down in the back. Out of blue sheet blue and I think dress in black. I ain't one smooth shot of 3 fingers tequila. Just saw me in a bed. 2 hours later we was mixing Margherita. Going caution to the wind. Saying, oh no, here we go again. Said her name was Alma, at least that's one she knew. She knew of a place where now I water down their booze. So we slipped out the back door. She lived the way down the alley to an 8x12 apartment where she stayed. I ate one smooth shot of 3 fingers tequila. Just saw me in a bed. 2 hours later we was mixing Margherita. Going caution to the wind.
I see this resurgence in Texas, in Dallas, in North Texas, that Austin will never have, because it's us, and it's this area, and it's not. Hey, can you go do this show for $5? No, No. People aren't here appreciating. They're like, hey, we'll pay you what you're worth. And you don't get that in Austin, man. You don't get the quality of material. Austin's a hotbed of music, hotbed of musicians, but it's also a hotbed of people, looking for the next meal. In Dallas, it's not that way. It's like, wow, this is cool, man. And the people that hear it are like, yeah, that's cool. And they start supporting this. They get behind it 100%. And you can't get that. I don't play Austin that often. Fraternity parties is about it. They got enough money to pay for a band, and that we can make a living. Dallas has places that will go, hey, yes, we'll pay for you what you're worth, and that's nice. And it's not the North Texas music scene, because of that, has become one of these just it's a very, very prolific music scene, and I see nothing but upward growth.
I was reading a book about the Buffalo Soldiers, who were the black soldiers who fought with the 7th Cavalry out on the plains, and I was inspired to do this song. It's a song about an underdog. You got to listen to figure it out. Now Henry slapped his mules as he set them free to graze, took a rag out of his pocket and he wiped the sweat away. But he glanced back towards the house, saw his daughter dressed in white, hanging laundry on the line that ran alongside of him. Three sheets to the wind. Now the year was 71. Kansas was alive. Reconstruction was the order for those who would abide. But Henry was a black man, knew those where he went. They weren't afraid to tell him what that proclamation meant to them. Three sheets to the wind. Beware of the shadows that fall before the dawn. Don't ever trust a man unless you know where he comes from. Many are the ladies who can't recall the name of the fool who lost his life, but things could not change. Now Billy poured a drink and he stared down at his cards. Night was getting late and his thoughts were growing dark. He said, boys, I think it's time we made our presence known. Just take a little ride, see if good old Henry's home. And he grinned. Three sheets to the wind. Well, they met behind the barn over at Billy's place. Billy had a robe and a hood to cover his face, and a creaking of the leather and the hooves against the ground was all that could be heard as they made their way around the bend. Three sheets to the wind. Beware of the shadows that fall before the dawn. Don't ever trust a man unless you know where he comes from. Many are the ladies who can't recall the name of the fool who lost his life, but things could not change. Billy's wife had a feeling, led her to the sheriff's door. She had tears in her eyes and trouble to report. I gotta remember all the words of it. Now last year, Billy, he's out drinking late. Found his horse, still saddled at the gate. Three sheets to the wind. Now the barkeep tipped the sheriff about Billy and his plans. Sheriff lit out for Henry's to see what became of him. Henry had slipped away and all he left there at the scene was 3 body swaying till the ropes start beneath their chin. 3 sheets of the wind